In Russia, a guilty verdict in the second trial of the country's best-known prisoner has surprised few. Mikhail Khodorkovsky was once the richest oligarch of them all before being jailed in 2003.
The latest verdict on a new set of charges will be warmly welcomed by Russia's powerful Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. Moscow correspondent Norman Hermont reports.
This was the only glimpse of the fallen billionaire, who's already spent 7 years behind bars. Supporters of Mikhail Khodorkovsky were bundled away. Cameras were kept out of the courtroom. Earlier during his trial, Mr. Khodorkovsky said he was prepared to die in prison. This guilty verdict won't be a surprise to him, or for that matter, to Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. He seemed to predict the outcome of the trial when asked about Mr. Khodorkovsky in a call-in show earlier this month. A thief must be in jail, said Mr. Putin, and according to a court ruling, Khodorkovsky is considered guilty of theft, quite a substantial one. Oil wealth made Mikhail Khodorkovsky the richest person in Russia, but he was convicted of fraud and his assets were stripped after he split with the Kremlin. Many analysts say these latest charges, accusing him of stealing his own company's oil, make no sense legally. But the guilty verdict was widely expected.
The top of the executive has monopolized decision-making and has control over other branches of power. And that this is going to be the political order in this country.
The determined but often marginalized opposition has rallied to Khodorkovsky's cause, but many Russians just don't care. More often than not, demonstrators in support of Khodorkovsky and his co-accused, business partner Platon Lebedev, are often outnumbered by the media.
You know, Khodorkovsky and Lebedev are symbols of our freedom, of free business and free society.
The final verdict may take days, even weeks, to be read out in court. The prosecution has asked for a sentence that will see Mikhail Khodorkovsky spend at least 6 more years in prison, and it's widely believed he'll stay in jail at least until after the next presidential elections are held in 2012. His lawyers say they will appeal. Norman Hermont, ABC News, Moscow.